Alright guys, welcome back to a new video. Previously last video I mentioned that I was going to create like a video on how to create an API using Node.js, MongoDB and also Express as well. But a few days ago I went to a workshop and then they introduced the GitHub Actions, which is a new technology, a new kind of things that GitHub just created, and right now it's still in beta versions. So I think that this is a good opportunity to show you what the GitHub action is and then how can we actually use this. And in this video I think I'm gonna take this time to demonstrate you what GitHub action is, and we will focus on Node.js API in the next video. And so now without further ado, let's get started. So as you can see that this is the learning lab for GitHub, and it says GitHub Actions right here. You can already see that. So now let me go back one step and you can see that GitHub Learning Lab has got a few learnings tutorial right here. If you can just come here and then register for each of this. But in the video I'm gonna show you what GitHub Actions does, and we will try to sign in with GitHub using to join this course. So now let's see that it is an automated learning experience that help you to build the GitHub by using GitHub and complete own course. So in this course we are going to focus on these things. So we will focus on organize and identify the workflow files, add executable scripts, create workflow and action blocks, trigger workflows, and discover the workflow logs. So in this here, we works only for members. The GitHub action is limited to public beta, and to join that, we need to click on this sign up, or we can sign in with the existing GitHub account. So before getting into this course, I just want to explain or show you what it does and what the method of using it. So now let me open another tab. Okay, so here as you can see that this is the GitHub Actions, and it's automate your workflows from idea to productions. And GitHub Action make it easy to automate all of your software workflows now with the world-class CI/CD, build, test, and deploy your code right from the GitHub itself. And it may code review, branch management, issue triaging workflows the way that you want. And so now you can see that it's like run a workflow on any GitHub event and kick off all of this. So it can build, test, and also publish within this three environment, Linux, Mac OS, as well as Windows. And this is what you can see. All check been passed. It's just step by step, and then there's conflict with the base branch, and all of the things that you can see right here. And I'm gonna show you with the free one. We got like the pro and teams. This we are not going to go into this. It depends on the private repository. Okay, now next one here is the automate the workflow with GitHub Actions. So they have got like a list of this tutorial more about it. Now let's see the first two. So getting started with GitHub Actions, and its powerful execute environment integrate into every step of your workflow, and you can discover, create, and share action to perform any job that you like. And so here about GitHub Actions, you can see that there's a lot of this information here. So it gives you the flexibility to build an automated software development lifecycle workflow, and you can write individual tasks called the actions, and combine them to create like a custom workflow that are custom automated processes that help you to build or set up your repository to build, test, package, release, and deploy any code project on GitHub. And it builds an end-to-end continuous integration and continuous development, which is CI, and this is CD. Capabilities directly in your repository, and the built-in continuous integrity service, and then can read more here. And then this is like I just mentioned previously. There's a lot of information here you can see, but I'm not going to go into detail about these things. So now let's see how can we actually register for that GitHub course. So you can see that right here I'm using Google Chrome, and this is the Firefox. The reason is that for the Google Chrome I already signed in within another account, and this is like a new account that I just created. So I just want to show you the newly created GitHub, and then how can we actually do it from scratch. Okay, so now let's click on this to sign in into GitHub Actions course. So just click on the sign in with GitHub. So here it say to create like a repository called hello GitHub Actions on the my GitHub, that the one I just created, and this is the public one. So just click on that, and it create all of these things as you can see. Alright, so this is the new GitHub repository that I just created, and here's the six steps right here that we are going to look into. So the first step is to add a Docker file, and then next one here, add an entry point script, start the workflow file, run the action from the workflow file, and trigger the workflow, and eventually incorporate the workflow. And these are the 6 steps that we are going to look into. Okay, so now let's get started. When I click on the first one, here are all the steps that I need to follow in order to understand what GitHub Action is. So now here you can see that the course have you to create like a simple action and use the action in the workflow, and you can complete this course directly on GitHub. And maybe we can try to clone this repository and then work from local. Say we're going to use like Visual Studio Code to edit all the code, but I'm not going to do that. I just directly learn or complete this course on GitHub, the browser that you are seeing right now. Okay, so the first steps here is to create like a Docker file, and to do that we need to create like a file that title or call it as this Docker file, or maybe we can just use this link directly. So I can just click on this link, or we can create like manually to create step by step. So I'm gonna use this link. Okay, so just to make sure that I open this on a new tab so that we can easily copy, or maybe we can compare between the two. So now it opened like a new file, and let me go back to my repository here. So this is the one that we just created. So I only have one repository inside my new account here, and then this is what you can see. There's nothing at all. It only contains the README file, which is welcome to Hello World with GitHub Actions. And then let me close that and then click on this file again. And what I can do just to fill the Docker file with the content below. So what I can do, I just try to copy this whole thing by pressing Ctrl C, and then open here. So I can just paste it right here. What's next is to we can just call any commit that we want, but I just want to put it as it is. And then we can see that we can create like a new branch for this commit and start a pull request. And I'm gonna call this as my name, Hong Lee, and then probably GitHub Action. So you can see that I can't commit it to the master because it's like a protected branch. So that's fine. I'm going to commit this file. So here it is. I have already committed the file. Alright, so after committing the file, you can already see that there's a new tab right here. So this is it says GitHub Actions, and to create all of this automatically build, test, and deploy your code. And what we can do, we need to click on the button, the sign up actions here. Or if you can't really see all the tabs right here, the action one, you can actually go to Google and then search for it. So I'm going to show you the link here. So you can see right here, so in case you cannot see that new tab added to your GitHub account, then you can just go to this website, github.com features/actions, and what you need to do, you need to sign up for the beta account right here, the beta versions. And what's next is to, I already did this, commit it, and then open a pull request with the branch against the master branch. So I can do right here to create like a pull request. Alright, so here you can see that right now there's one approving a view with the right access and cannot be performed with the one approving review. You can see that. Let me try to refresh this, and here it is. We finished, or we completed the first step, and now let's go with the second steps. So we can click on this to open like a new tab, and then the second steps here, we already committed the Docker file, and then notice that the end of Docker file referred us to the entry script. And it explained that the script will run in Docker, and it will define what action is going to be to do. And the second step is to add the actions script by adding the script and then commit it into the branch. So we are going to create like a new file inside this directory titled as n3.sh, and we can just click on this link to open a new tab, and we're going to copy this and put it inside the n3.sh file. And next step is to stage and commit the changes, finally post the changes to GitHub. So because we are already open or work on this browser directly, and we don't need to do all of those, so what we can do right here, so here it is, commit directly to the this branch, and just click on the commit new file. Alright, so now we have two files already, and here we already, let me refresh this page. You can see that we finished the second steps. Now let's go to the third one, which is right here. Now we create like a new, add a new working file. So we create a new one called the main.yml. It's a YAML file that gives instructions on how to this actually work on itself. So as a part of this, nested inside the GitHub directory, in the new GitHub workflow directory, create a file called main, as we click on this already, and then we add the following content to the main.yaml or the YML file, and then stage, commit, and push the change to GitHub. So which is similar to the second steps. Okay, so here it says name, hello world file, and then push. This is the instruction that we give inside this YAML file. And alright, so now we push a new file, and then what's next is to, let me refresh this again to see if we actually completed this third steps. We did. Now let's go to the fourth one. Step number 4 is to add the expected action to the workflow, and we need to edit this file, which is the file we created, and then expand the following content. So now I'm going to click on a new one again. So what we're going to do, we copy this, commit the change, and then push the change to GitHub. Alright, so now I'm gonna put it right down here. So it's say jobs, build the name, and then run script. This is the step. First step is to check out the master branch, and then use this branch. Eventually it give like a name, Mona by default. Alright, so I'm going to do this. So here it also explains as well, like what all of this does. Okay, so now I'm gonna start committing. Okay, so now you can see that this is the all of the code that we create so far. And let's see if we pass this step. Okay, we did. And then now let's go to the fifth step number 5. So now before getting into that, let's see this a little bit. The job, what it does, it is build, name, steps, and I try to explain what the code is all about. So the action is about to trigger. The repository contain everything that it need to be to define. And inside this YAML file, the action run anytime a commit is recognized on the remote repository, and then since you just push, let's wait for the workflow to be triggered. It takes a few minutes. First time running this, so seeing the action in the actions. So this is what we can actually see. Clicking on the action tab in the repository, from there you can see action and the log link to view all of this. Okay, so now I don't think we have, or let me close this. We have signed up for the GitHub action. So now let me refresh and see if we can sign up from here. So I click on that. Okay, so actually this is the same as what we see right here. So now you've done the work. Let's sit back and see the action trigger the workflow. So let's see, let me refresh this again. Alright, so now we already finished the 5th steps, which we can see right here. So let's see what else we can do. We can click on the action button, and then this is all the workflow. Let me click on this. So we can see that this is the workflow for the hello world file. So it's set up the job, run the action, check out the master branch, and run this, and finally complete the jobs. So what inside this here? There's no job defined in this. So we are now on the right track. Let me go back and try to see again if we can see specific action. So here you can click on this to expand to see all of the activities that it does. Alright, so it works fine. Finally complete the jobs, cleaning the processes right here. So here's all the steps that it does. I will explain to you about the code inside this Docker file. So now let's take some time to see what it does. So this is the actions, name hello world, and write the argument to all of this. Purple and a repository, which is the repository of the hello world right here, and then this is the home page. Finally doing the maintainer and add the entry point sh, if you remember we create in the 2nd step, and finally run all these steps, and this is the entry point. Okay, now we're going to finish these steps, which is the last step right here. So I'm going to click on this resume. We're almost done. So here, scroll down to the step number 6. What we need to do right here is to merge the workflow to the master branch. So what we can do right here is to merge this pull request, so the action is part of the master branch. Right now it only works on the newly created branch, which is not on the master. So anyone can use this repository. Any further code can be fit on this. So activity merge the workflow into the master branch. What we can do too, we can try to create like a merge this pull request and then delete your branch, which is the one that we just created. So here you can see that we can do right here the merge pull request, and we can see that all check have passed. Let's see what's this. So here the branch has no conflict with the base branch. Merging can be performed automatically. So now we click on these things, and we confirm the merge file. Alright, so now it's already merged. You can see that this merge the fork commit into the master branch from the only GitHub Actions. So now let me go and refresh this. See if we already merged successfully. Okay, so here you can see that all the 6 steps that we created right here have already merged. And now let me go back to my GitHub and see all of the changes. So here is the GitHub repository, and now we are inside this master branch. You can see that this is all the file that we just merged from the this branch, and inside that we have the action A, which is the Docker file entry.point.sh, and we also have the workflow right here, which is the main.yaml file. And these are the steps that we tell what to do, what the GitHub action do, and this is the action tabs. Just want to make sure that we can see all the workflow here. You can see that this is the workflow for this inside the master branch. And let me go back and then go to my previous branch. So this is exactly the same as the one where we just move all of this or merge all of this file to the master branch. And by then we can actually try to create all of this branch as well, but I'm not gonna do that. And here you go. Here's how we can see all the actions inside this the action tabs, which is a new one right now, although it is still in the beta version, but it evolved for you to try that out, and it's totally free. Alright guys, so I think that's it for this tutorial, and hope you guys learn a little bit about what GitHub Action does and what can we benefit from using these features. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to actually create an API using Node.js as well as the Express with MongoDB. See you guys in the next video.